Some of the most sweeping changes in the rules on who gets to be or remain a police officer in Minnesota were submitted today by the board that licenses officers in our state. So what changed? Things like who can be an officer. In today's new rules, which still need sign-offs by a judge and the governor, it states a person can apply to be a cop if they're legally eligible to work in this state. They don't even have to be a U.S. citizen yet. What else changed? The Post Board can now do its own investigation into allegations of an officer doing police brutality. They don't have to wait for charges or a court.
The Post Board could only take action once an officer had been convicted of certain crimes. So there is a lot of behavior that falls short of a conviction that decreases public trust in law enforcement. And no other licensing board in Minnesota. So now, with these rule changes, the Post Board will be able to actually investigate conduct.
And taking that one step further, if an officer sees another officer going too far, the new rule is they must act.
We also put in a provision where if I, as a license holder, see another license holder engaging in excessive force, I have the obligation to intercede or my license can be taken away. And not only do I have to intercede, I have to intercede and report. So there's no wiggle room.
All of this is to gain or regain your trust. In addition to the basic fact of doing the right thing, by the public, these officers are bound by duty to protect and serve. And the change that got the most attention, making it crystal clear. If a person is associated in any extremist or hate group, you cannot be a police officer in the state of Minnesota.
You always had a policy against it. But what the Post Board said is we wanted to put a finer point on it because the FBI was very clear that the largest threat we have as a nation is white nationalists, right-wing extremists, and they are actively trying to infiltrate law enforcement. We wanted to make sure that people who were looking at this field understood what would be expected of them and that this was behavior that we wouldn't tolerate. And so we said you cannot be in a white supremacist organization, an extremist organization, or a criminal gang.
So how would the Post Board find out? Extensive background checks on every applicant. And those don't just apply to those applying, those groups. That applies to active officers as well. These rules could be fully signed off on, and they expect to be fully signed off on in the next several weeks.